This is Pliny the Younger. So as many of you guys know, I lived in San Francisco for about 3 years, and I've lived in the Bay Area for a total of, I think it's been 4 years now. I'm also a big fan of craft beer. If you guys followed my adventures around Beijing, you definitely know that. So I've been a fan of Russian River Brewing ever since I first heard of it and went myself and had the glorious flight of beers that they have on tap. But there's one beer that is really hard to get from there, and it is one of the world's most famous beers, and it is consistently rated in the world's best beers list. That is Pliny the Younger. It's a triple IPA. I'm actually not really the biggest fan of IPA, but all the hype, like I had to try it. Let me explain the hype, okay? So in 2005, they started brewing this beer, and at the time it was the very first triple IPA ever made. So it became a huge success, like instantly. It is one of the hoppiest beers apparently. Like people who love IPAs are obsessed with this beer, and it became like this cult thing because it only comes out once a year, and they never bottle it and they never put it in growlers. It's only on draft, and they only distribute it to like their favorite bars and breweries around the Bay. So as you can imagine, this is a very difficult beer to get a hold of. This brewery, which is in Santa Rosa, that's in the North Bay, every year when they release this beer, there are lines, like the most insane lines, like Black Friday status lines. So 2 days ago, I saw a post from them, and it was like, the lines were pretty short, only 2 to 3 hours long. Eric and I decided long ago, Eric is my husband, he's really into IPAs, so he wanted to try it super bad, and he's a big fan of the Pliny the Elder beer released by Russian River, which is, I think, a double IPA. So he's been dying to try it, but after seeing the hype around it and how long those lines are, we decided that no beer in the world is worth waiting in line for that long. However, we had a little bit of insider information from a bar here in Hayward where we live, and we actually had the chance to try Pliny the Younger yesterday. So I went and I filmed it, and here's the clips from that moment. Okay guys, we're gonna go try it. The famous Pliny the Younger. Maybe, we'll see. There's people waiting. So to clarify, I've never had this beer before. This is Pliny the Younger, and this is my first taste. Oh, that's hoppy. Oh my god, it is so hoppy. It's dry hopped 3 times, so it has like a really strong, like hoppy, bitter rush to it. This is extremely flavorful.
But it's not overpowering. It's like very smooth for a triple.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't like IPAs. Did I say that in this video?
This is a triple.
I mean, I'm gonna drink these.
Right, I'm gonna drink them.
This is good. I don't fully understand why people stand in line for so long for this, because I feel like I've tasted beers similar, but I've never had an IPA that's this hoppy and this smooth. Like the combo, never had that before. So they hit some golden mark. I mean, really, Russian River just has great beer, but I think I'm gonna stick with their sours. Good day out here in Hayward. After like coming home yesterday, Eric was asking me, what did you think of it? Because I'm not a big fan of IPAs. So he's like, how did you get through a whole glass? Like, what did you think? What does it taste like to you? The way I would describe it is right up front, you get like a huge hit of like hops, just pure hop juice. Like dank is one of the words I would use to describe it, like intense, very, very intense. And then it kind of finishes a little bit more balanced than I expected it to. It was like balanced and kind of dry, but pretty bitter still. And as you keep drinking it, it becomes a little bit less like intense dank hoppiness and more like citrusy and kind of like almost fruity, and it ends with that same like bitter, dry finish. Overall, for a triple IPA, I've tasted a lot of triple IPAs. I've never really liked one before. Best one by far I've ever had. Like the only one I can get through. I think it's super well balanced. I think it's insane how hoppy that beer is, yet still so balanced and drinkable. I don't understand how they do it. Oh, and did I mention that this beer is 10.25%? Over 10%. ABV. So it's just insane how many types of hops, the quantity of hops they can put in it, plus a ton of malts. It's super high alcohol, crazy bitter, crazy flavorful, and it's still balanced. That's what blows people's minds, I think, and I think that's why this is one of the world's most famous beers. It might be worth the hype for you. For me, I would say no beer is worth standing in line for 3 hours, but I'm really happy and lucky feeling that I had the chance to experience it myself. If you've ever tried Pliny the Elder or Pliny the Younger, definitely comment down below and tell me what you think. I'm super curious. I've heard of people traveling to Russian River for this beer release from like the other side of the world. It must be worth the hype for some people, and I'm curious what you guys think as well. So I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about one of the world's best beers. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in a couple of days. Okay, bye.